Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm Jane and my husband Mike does everything behind the camera. We're British early retirees. We have no debt, we've paid off the mortgage, and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Wednesday we invite you in for a mid-week money chat. And this Wednesday we're going to talk about how you can go on a road trip or go on a trip or go on a long distance journey and save yourself some money, because those trips can work out to be very expensive. So we are off on a trip soon. We live in the northwest of France, 1 hour from the coast, and we are going down to the south of France, 1 hour to the coast. And if we were to drive non-stop, just didn't stop, it would be a 10-hour drive. But with stops for the bathroom, stops for the breaks to walk our dogs, stop to break for something to eat, it could be a 12 to 14-hour journey. So that's what we're going to share with you today, how you can go on a long journey and save yourself some money. I also thought it'd give you a little bit of context. We are off on a trip, like I said, to the south of France. And I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about me. Growing up, all the time that I was a kid at home with my family, we didn't go anywhere. We never went on any trips. We never went on any holidays. We didn't go anywhere. If we went anywhere at all, it was to stay with grandparents. If we went out for the day, it was to go and see aunts and uncles and cousins. So we didn't go on any of those trips. So kind of things I had to learn as I became an adult is how to save money when going on those trips. Let's get into the video. So it starts off with really good route planning to start with. We've worked out that we can get from one end of the country to the other end of the country without using any of the toll roads, without using any of the peages. So that's going to save us a whole heap of money. We've investigated this. If it was a lot quicker to use the toll roads, we would be using them, but they are not. So a good sat nav can tell you that in advance which route to take the cheapest routes. The next thing I thought I'd share with you is being British. If I go on a long journey and use the motorway system there, I know at convenient stop points there are motorway service stations. I know there will be like a mini shopping centre there. There will be places that you can just buy food to go, places like Marks and Spencer's. There will be chain restaurants there that you can stop and buy food. There will be convenient rest breaks and toilet facilities. And if you had children, there would be places for the children to play. So I know that, but on the French routes, it is a bit different. All of those facilities are in town. So you will come off at where it will say Centre-ville, and you will then go into a town, and then you would find places to eat, or you would find zone d'activité and the shopping centres, and you would find places to eat maybe in the supermarket restaurants, for example. So it is different from what I'm used to. So we've adapted. We've lived here now for 5 or 6 years. We've lived here for 6 years. So we've really adapted to that. But lots of things that I'm going to share with you work in any country. So we've worked out our route. We know that we don't have to pay for any toll roads, and we decided that with the dogs and with needing to stop for breaks and swap drivers, I drive, Mike drives as well, that we decided to break the journey, and our midpoint for this journey, 5 hours into the journey, is Limoges. And that would be 5 hours if we drove non-stop, and of course we're not going to drive non-stop. So here's something that we found out with accommodation. We obviously look on places like Airbnb and Booking.com to book a dog-friendly hotel on the way. We used that booking site to find the cheaper options and one that also had free parking and also that had breakfast included. We then came out of that booking site and looked to see, could we book direct with the hotel's website? Lots of the chain hotels have hotel websites. Ibis hotels, as an example, have their own websites, and we found out it wasn't any cheaper. So we just booked those through booking.com after using the search for that, and we could search really well with booking.com within that area as where we could go to get some dinner that evening. Were there any chain restaurants nearby? Yes, there were. We looked up, there's chain restaurants here like Buffalo Grill or Hippopotamus, kind of like steak houses. And because I don't eat gluten, I need to go somewhere where I know I can eat something really simple like steak and chips. And we can look then at the menus in advance and know in advance how much we need to budget for our dinner. We also looked in that area, were there any takeaway restaurants, anywhere we could buy food to take back to the hotel? We don't know how our dogs are going to react. We'll take their travel crate. Their travel crate will go into the hotel, but we've got an old dog called Dolly and she can just bark at nothing. So it might be that we need to take food back to the hotel, and we're going to take options with us for that too. Eating on a journey can be really expensive, especially if you don't know the town, you don't know where the supermarkets are, you don't know the kind of menus they've got, whether I can eat anything on that menu or not. So it's really important that we take food with us. And we've packed all the regular stuff. So we will take 2 flasks of hot drinks. So we've got hot drinks until we've drunk all of those. We'll also take plenty of water. We'll also take things like bottles of iced tea ready-made. Sometimes really good on a journey to have something with a sugary drink to back you up a bit. Obviously, we will take a meal that I've prepared before that we can eat cold, maybe some quiche, maybe some sausage rolls, maybe some salad in there. We will have a cool bag. There will be some snacks and cakes and things that we can just eat or have with a cup of coffee on a break. I'm quite good with not snacking and eating properly very much on a day-to-day basis, but I work on this rule that if we are away on a vacation, we're away on a holiday, or we're away on a trip, that those rules are very, very much relaxed. So we will take drinks with us, we will take food with us, and we will take some food just in case we need to eat something at the hotel, depending on how my little dog, who's sat here next to me, how my little old girl Dolly is on the trip. Because sometimes she's good. Sometimes she has good days and sometimes she has old dog days. Don't you? Let's put it back there. So there we go. So we will take food with us just in case Dolly has a Dolly moment. Now we're going off and staying in a rental that we found through booking.com in a small town, which is in a convenient area between all the areas that we hope to visit when we are on our 2-week trip to the south of France. We are staying on an axis, kind of between Carcassonne and Perpignan, so we can get to see all the lovely areas around that. So when we go and stay in an Airbnb, we do not assume there's going to be everything there. So we take things to get ourselves started. So we'll pack things that we've got left over. Any butter left at home, we'll take that with us. We'll pack it in a little tub, we'll take it with us. The tea bags and the coffee that's open, we'll take those with us. Anything that we need that we have open, we'll take that with us in a cool bag and use it up as soon as we get there. And I always take something that we can eat on the first evening we're there, and sometimes for the next day. And something else that we do is we've checked where the supermarkets are near us. We're on the same street. At the end of the street, there is an Aldi. So that's very handy, isn't it? And we've also found out that Aldi is open on the Sunday morning. Because if you arrive on a Saturday night to your accommodation, You do not know if there's going to be any stores open the next day at all. I thought I would share with you 2 things that you can do to eat really affordably if you are travelling through France. And that is to find one of 2 places, is to find a supermarket, and you can use Google to research before that. Do they have a restaurant, or do they have anywhere that you can reheat food? So that's one thing you can do. You can go to the supermarket restaurants, which are usually very good and very affordable, and you can often eat a 3-course lunch or a menu, full meal, or the plat du jour, or anything like that for under 15 euros, and sometimes a lot less. So that's something that you can do. But of course, if you're going to eat in France, you have to be there, I would say, by 11:45 to get in, to get a table, to get seated, and to get fed. The other thing that you can do if you're traveling through France is to look for those zoned activities. They'll often have fast food restaurants. They will have the chain restaurants. I've already mentioned to you Hippopotamus, and I've also mentioned Buffalo Grill. They are French chain restaurants. I'm not sure if they're French. I think they're French. French chain restaurants. You will also find in industrial zones and zoned activities and shopping areas, not usually in towns. You might find some places like McDonald's or Burger King, but they do not tend to be in the restaurant areas. They tend to be in the shopping areas. The other one that is a very affordable way to eat, if you can eat gluten and eat anything at all, is to go to a boulangerie. Again, get there at lunchtime, and they will have made their own meal of the day, their menu for meal. So if you see the word sandwich, it's a half a baguette. It's a half a baguette, and it's ham, it's butter, it's all the usual things that you would find in a sandwich. It's tuna, it's egg, it's salad, it's meat, it's chicken. The things that you would expect to find in a sandwich. The cheese might be the vegetarian options. And the other one is you can go into a supermarket and you can buy a ready meal, and usually you can get like a salad in a dish, or you can find rice and potatoes or something in a dish. And sometimes those supermarkets will have an area, usually near the checkout, and there might be a coffee vending machine or a cold drinks vending machine, or there might be free water on tap there. And there's often a microwave, so you can reheat the food that you have bought in the supermarkets. They'll often have wooden forks and knives and paper napkins for you to use, and somewhere for you to dispose of it afterwards, and usually a few little, maybe 2 or 3 little tables and chairs to eat. But again, you need to be there by 11:45, because otherwise all those spaces could be taken up. Something else that's quite unique to France is when you travel around, you'll see signs for airs, an A-I-R-E, an air. An air is a pull-off point off the road. There are always toilets. There is sometimes a vending machine to sell coffee, and sometimes you might even find a food truck there. And the food truck there might be selling hot drinks too. So these are really important places for us and people with dogs. You can get out, you can stretch your legs, we can walk the dogs can go and have a wee, and we can use the toilets. But this is a really, really important thing for you to know about those toilets. Now, some or most will have somewhere to wash your hands, and they might have an electric, an electric hand dryer, and sometimes they will be toilet roll, but it is not guaranteed. So what we do when we travel is we literally have a bag, and in the bag I will have a few sheets of kitchen roll to dry our hands. I will take some hand wash in like a little dispenser, liquid hand wash. I will also take bathroom tissue, loo paper with us, because you can't guarantee that it's going to be there. And the other one is do not be surprised with French public toilets that they do not have a toilet seat, a seat that you lift up and down. They are just a toilet. It's kind of shaped so it's more comfortable. It's not like the old ones that you need to put a toilet seat on top. And that's when I take with me some tissues. I can wipe it, because some people hover and sprinkle. It's an important thing to do. So that one's to do. The other one that's you might find in France as well, if there's like 4 or 5 cubicles and you open the one door and it's a squat toilet, they might have a squat toilet, but they usually have regular toilets as well. Personally, I always prefer to use the squat toilets, because you're not sitting on, or danger of sitting on, somebody else's sprinkled wee-wees. Just yuck, isn't it? So yeah, I prefer to use those, but do not worry if you open that one and think to yourself, oh, they're all like that. They're not. They tend to keep 1 or 2, because some people, I think it was traditional that the public toilets were squat toilets, and I think some people think that the public toilets that are squat toilets are cleaner, because you're not sitting on them, if you get my drift. So there you go. Take with yourself, if you're going on a road trip in France, take yourself a bag, something to wash your hands, something to dry your hands, and some toilet paper, just in case. More likely or not, you won't need it, but it's better to have it just in case. I hope you found that interesting or useful. Tell me, what do you need to take with you when you go on a road trip? Is it very expensive where you live to buy food on your journey? In the UK, those motorway service stations are devilishly expensive, really expensive. So even if you're traveling in the UK, you get used to taking some food with you. Tell me what you take with you as well. So I'm always interested to hear how you save money when you go on a trip, whether it's to get to your vacation, en vacances, or on your holidays, or whether you've got a long road trip to go and visit family. Let me know. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.